Hello, TikTok. Good evening. I thought I'd start off with the remix, Got Me Singing by Jafar Jackson. It's Got Me Singing, Got Me Dancing, Chi-Town Bass Bottom remix by Mother Diva and David Sabat. And I upload these TikToks to YouTube. So when I start recording, I try to start talking. So when it gets to when it gets to YouTube, then there's not dead silence. But I'm going to give a few of you a chance to come in here because we have a lot to talk about. Hey, Ocean. I'm just giving people a chance to get in on the live. I'm playing the remix that I produced on Jafar. It's Got Me Singing, Got Me Dancing, Chi-Town Bass Bottom remix by Mother Diva and my remix partner David Sabat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, everyone. Because we have a lot to talk about. You know, more bullshit in the Michael Jackson community with these damn Casio people. So I'm just waiting on a few more people to come in. This is my remix that I produced. Hi, Trent. So in case you guys are wondering, so most of you know who I am, but I'll just say who I am. So I'm Mother Diva, and I am the Empress of House and Electronic Dance Music. I'm a community activist, a Michael Jackson historian and advocate. This is why I wear the house, to represent house music. I actually have some bigger than this, but I just put this one on. But I wanted people to see my Michael Jackson Innocent shirt. Now, normally I would have on my Michael Jackson Innocent mask, but because Shabadoo's birthday is coming up Monday, I put on my Shabadoo mask. So in case you guys don't know who Shabadoo is, Shabadoo was an original member of the Lockers. He was a street dancer. He was a choreographer. He worked with Michael Jackson. He was also known as Ozone in the movie Breakin' and Breakin' 2. So he's very important to the street dance community. And on Monday, he would have turned 71 if he had lived. So I will go do a little commentary at the street sign. It's in Chicago. I actually live in the south suburbs. But hey, DJ Big Daddy. Hey, Ebony. Hey, the Dad 07, Harbin. Some of these I can't pronounce too well. But hey, Rodney. Hey, John. Hi, Anthony. Hello, Keep It Real. I'm waiting on a few more people to come in so we can get started on what we're going to talk about this evening. Some of you may have seen the notice of the Cassio family, the siblings that would be going on 60 Minutes in Australia. So, hey, OG, I just need to. Hi, Phoenix B. Okay, I'm trying to text somebody. Conviction. I love that. Jerry Dove. How you doing? Okay, so let me give a moment. I am trying to text someone to get them on. All right, I'm back. So thank you guys for your patience. Queen B, M Woke, user 9414, Jerry Dove. Okay, send some hearts. If you guys send some hearts, please. Please share this live because it is very important that we have this conversation because the Cascios siblings are going to be on 60 Minutes Australia. Hi, Marley, which is going to air. Now, I'm in Illinois, so I am on Central Standard Time, okay? And so right now in Australia, it's 8:11 where I'm at. You guys may be from all over. And if you know anybody in Australia, please invite them on this live. So it's 8:11 Central Standard Time where I live, which means it is 11:11 a.m. Sunday morning in Australia. Okay. So this film or this 60 minutes trash special that they're doing in Australia is going to, hi B, is going to air at 8:30 p.m. Sunday night in Australia, which would be 11 o'clock, 11:30 a.m. Monday morning, my time. Okay. Now, I wasn't even aware that these individuals were going to be on 60 Minutes Australia. Paris sent me a text. For those of you who may or may not know, I'm very close to, Madame Olin. I'm very close to Paris, Michael's daughter. She's like a daughter to me. We've known each other since she was 13 is when I met her. And she texted me and she was very upset and thought it was very outrageous. Hey, Trebo, that the Cascios were going to be on 60 Minutes. So now shows like 60 Minutes in Australia, okay, they're giving them a platform to tell these lies. Now, let me say this. At this point, I can't judge what this show is going to be about. I don't know if the host and the producers are going to challenge the Cascios, because just because they're appearing on 60 Minutes doesn't mean that it's going to be biased, where it's just all about them and we're supposed to just take what they're saying and they not be challenged. I don't know what the journalist or the host is or the producers are going to do with this piece, but they've been given this platform, okay, to go and tell these lies. So when Paris sent me that message, I've been in the middle of a fundraiser because we're celebrating Janet Jackson's birthday on Thursday in Gary, Indiana, and Chicago. Now, Janet's birthday is May 16th. She'll be turning 60. But we're celebrating the birthday at the Daily Plaza and also in Gary. Hi, Papa's Ice Cream Truck Shop. Please share the live. Please share the live and send hearts because this is very important. So I've been in the middle of fundraising to get that event together because it's a charity giveaway. We're giving away clothes, shoes, household items. We're feeding everyone, and we're going to be feeding people Janet's favorite foods. So she likes chicken wings. We're going to have mostaccioli. We're going to have chocolate cake. I have a kale salad. I might do some greens. I was kind of waiting to hear back from Janet's team because I don't know what kind of meat she likes in the greens. So we have a choice of neck bones, ham hocks, oxtails or turkey meat. I prefer to put smoked turkey in there because, smoked turkey is a little bit more healthier than the pork. But whatever it is she likes, this is, what I want to present to the people. So when I was given this information that these 5 liars, perjurers, were going to be on 60 Minutes Australia, I wrote a press release and I sent it to members of the Jackson family. And I also sent it to one of Michael Jackson's best friends. And I sent it to Paris as well. Now, let me say this. I'm going to read the press release that I wrote, because when these types of situations occur, we have to come together and try to put a stop to this type of activity. Enough is enough. This has gone on long enough. This has to end, and people need to be held accountable for their actions. And we in the Michael Jackson community need to get serious. A lot of you guys are posting pictures and doing the AI and the family AI and being married and having children with Michael and all of this. And that's cute. I have a couple of AI holiday photos like that. Okay. But while you're spending a lot of time doing that, you also need to be spending time getting serious and getting organized, because we're at war with these people. Michael Jackson is no longer in the flesh. He is not here to defend himself. So we have to be his spokesperson. And a lot of you all have to get out of the fan mentality and start seeing yourself as a Michael Jackson shareholder, as opposed to being a fanatic. Because the Michael Jackson fanatic community is looked at as a bunch of obsessed, crazy fans. But that's not who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be serious advocates for this man. Now, I wrote this press release, and what I've learned is that when you have people, just like what 60 Minutes is doing, when you have media sources and media outlets and people out here lying like this, and then also perpetrating these frauds, that you have to come together and display your power base. Now, Michael Jackson talked about something several years ago. He talked about the fact that the human mind is one of the most powerful tools. If we just put our heads together and come together, we can strike a mighty blow. So basically, hi, Angela. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Todd. Please send hearts. So basically what I did was I put together a press release. I sent it out to people. I wasn't going to post the press release myself because it was for those people who are related to Michael Jackson and that are close friends to Michael Jackson to post. Okay? Because the whole point of it was to stop the Australian 60 Minutes from even airing this. And there's still time to do that, but it takes the right people. Now, just because I typed up this press release and sent it to people who I felt would have more leverage than I do to post it and share it, and it gets reshared and reshared, and we can shut some shit down, they have teams that have to go through things with a fine-tooth comb. They have attorneys. They have publicists. They have managers. They have to go through this stuff word for word and to see if they even want to go this far. So let me just take the time and read this, okay? This is the press release that I sent out. It reads as follows: for immediate release, online boycott of 60 Minutes Australia and parent company 9 News Network. So I did some research and I found out that 60 Minute Australia is owned by 9 News Network. And that's the channel that it airs on. It airs on the channel 9 in Australia. I don't know what city, okay, but I just know it's 60 Minutes Australia, okay? So the continuation of the company is Nine Entertainment Company. Now, I did some research and I found that the major shareholder of this company is a gentleman by the name of Bruce Gordon. Okay, so he is also listed on the press release. So this is what it reads. Attention, all of the above. This statement is a warning to inform you that if you air the interview with the Cascio family this Sunday, May 10th, 2026, your network will be boycotted by our Australian business associates and consumers in the Australian Michael Jackson community. Michael Jackson has become a part of our family, and I cannot sit quiet while your network allows lying perjurers to continue to defame and slander Michael Jackson, who is deceased and cannot defend himself. I am calling upon my peers, colleagues, friends, and other entertainment professionals and consumers to create a list of all of your network sponsors and advertisers. And I listed 4 of them: Telstra, Harvey Norman, McDonald's, UE Insurance, and Sportsbet, and ask the Australian consumers to not purchase their products or services. If you love Michael Jackson, and if he was your friend, then you will fight this injustice and stand in solidarity with me. With his siblings, the Cascio family met Michael Jackson in 1984. Frank Cascio was 4 years old and Eddie Cascio was 2 years old. Dominique Jr., Marie, and Aldo were not born yet. They were his second family. He hired Frank to work for him and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this family. Michael Jackson also lent their parents a substantial amount of money to build a restaurant. Throughout the years, the family defended Michael Jackson publicly in several media outlets and interviews. In 2020, Frank Cascio, along with his siblings, devised an extortion scheme to threaten Michael Jackson's estate if their financial demands were not met. At this time, the Michael Jackson estate was extremely vulnerable due to the Leaving Neverland documentary, which also featured 2 lying perjurers who defended Michael Jackson over 20 years ago. But greed filled their lying hearts to file a lawsuit, which has been dismissed twice. The estate of Michael Jackson feared any more criminal accusations can damage future business dealings. The estate paid the Cascio family $15 million and drafted a settlement agreement in the form of life rights to prevent further slander. Michael Jackson was found not guilty in a court of law. Michael Jackson is and always will be eternally innocent, period. Now, they are greedy and come back for more and suing the estate for $215 million. Eddie Cascio sold the estate of Michael Jackson and Sony Music fake songs that were recorded by an impersonator and presented and sold as Michael Jackson had recorded the songs. That is F-R-A-U-D, fraud. These songs were proven in a court of law to be fake, and the court ruled the songs to be removed from streaming services. The producers of these songs was James Port, who happened to be the husband of Marie Cascio, who is also an attorney now. The family is a conglomerate of con artists, liars, actors, perjurers, and extortionists. The MJ Soldiers of Love, Michael Jackson community, are filing a class action lawsuit against the Cascio family and Wade Robson and Jane Safechuck, known as the Perjury 7. In fact, the United States Congress and several states will be passing the Safe Wade Perjury Bill. This is a no statute of limitations on perjury. If you truly believe you are the land down under, your network is about to learn just how far down under we intend to go. I am calling on President Trump and the USA to divest out of Australia. President Trump and Michael Jackson were also friends. Australia and its television networks will not continue to disrespect American icons. Understand this: the United States and Australia maintain a robust economic relationship characterized by high volume trade in services, massive two-way investment, and strategic cooperation in critical minerals and technology. Under the Australia-United States Free Trade Agreement, known as AUSFTA, the U.S. runs a large trade surplus, exporting machinery, vehicles, and financial services while importing Australian critical minerals, financial services, and food products. Key business areas and trade: critical minerals and energy. The U.S. is heavily partnered with Australia on rare earth and critical minerals supply chains to reduce reliance on other nations, including developing a bauxite to gallium refined pipeline and supplying uranium. Investments. The U.S. is Australia's largest foreign investor, with major holdings in commercial real estate, logistics, and technology. Conversely, Australian superannuation funds are aggressively increasing investments in the U.S. U.S. key goods exported to Australia, leading U.S. exports including aircrafts and parts, passenger motor vehicles, medical and optical instruments, and heavy machinery. We will put an end to this trade agreement as an organized, united front and bankrupt your damn country if you air this crap. Consider yourself warned. Now, I sent this to one of Michael Jackson's best friends and his family and asked them to post it. Now, they had the right to edit it. And the reason I sent this is because this is a power base of a united front on how you can come together and use your power base to threaten the powers that be. You see, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand in the Michael Jackson community is that as a consumer, you have purchasing power. So if you all come together and say, you know what, we're not going to spend money with this company. I'll give you the perfect example. Several years ago, Jesse Jackson did a boycott of the Illinois State Lottery. He had requested for 24 hours, for one day, that African American people or people of color did not buy a lottery ticket. Do you realize just that one day how much it hurt the state of Illinois' economy when those people did not buy a lottery ticket? It is very important that you utilize your purchasing power. You see, we could easily get them not to air it by threatening to go after their sponsors and advertisers and boycotting their sponsors and advertisers by not purchasing their products and services. But I went a step further. I went and looked up the trade agreements between Australia and the United States. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we invest in Australia. So if you want to continue to disrespect and fuck with us, Australia, then we can put pressure on the United States to divest out of Australia. Okay. Now, Barry Gibb, who was one of Michael Jackson's best friends, and that's not the friend that I sent this press release to, but Barry Gibb is from Australia. And I also have two colleagues that are in Australia. One of them is in electronic dance music, and the other one is a doctor. And there's a product that I use from time to time. It's called Grass Factor Wheatgrass Cream. And they have the cream, they have the drink, and it's very healing. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Todd. Let me just scroll down so I can see everybody that's on. So we have Evangelist Marvin. Okay. Miss Mom, Brittany, T-Baby, Brother Pryor, Curtis. Okay, I can't pronounce. It's a bunch of triangles. I can't pronounce that. You out here like Prince. It got symbols. Maylee Soul, Hun X-Ho, Dereliant, Kitty, Cedric, Too Funny, Awesome, D, Mojo, Precious, Pistol, Alan, Josie, Rodriguez, Judy, Sky, Catherine, Angela King. Hi, Kimberly. Okay, Ocean. Okay, I'm just going back up to see if I had missed anything. DJ Rome, Van, McDunt. I like that. That's adorable. Okay, Papa's Ice Cream Truck. We talked earlier. I mentioned you earlier. It's Beyond Me. It's Beyond Meg. IR. Okay. Deacon Jeffro. Saved Are You. DJ Rome. Big Mac. Okay. All right. So let me see. Some more people that have come in. Let me scroll back down. Hello, Nicole and Amanda and O'Shin. Okay, those are the Todd. Okay. So here's the problem. We have to stop this. And in order to stop the slander and the lies, we have to put pressure on the powers that be. Now, you're not going to be able to stop people from slandering and lying on folks. But what you can do is that you can set an example and say, you know what, if you continue to do this, these are going to be the consequences of your actions. The problem is people are not being held accountable for their actions. Now, I want to talk about the Safeway perjury bill for a moment. So as I continue to do research, I update. Hey, Marlon. As I continue to do research, I update the bill as we continue to move forward with this. So as it stands right now, there's a statute of limitations on perjury. I am lobbying in Congress to get those statute of limitation on perjury removed so we can go after people who have perjured themselves. Now, there is mitigating circumstances with this bill. Okay. Hi, Phoenix. So basically the way it's set up, Congress can pass a bill, but it would be for federal perjury. The states is a separate issue. I would have to go to each individual 50 states in order to get this bill passed. Okay. However, what works in our favor is that the Cascios and James Safechuck and Wade Robson are still committing perjury. They've been lying since 2013 and 2014. So as long as they continue to commit perjury, we should be able to go after them. But here is the issue. We know that they're perjuring themselves. However, In order for them to be prosecuted for the perjury, we would have to report the perjury to the authorities. The way that I wrote this bill, any private citizen would be able to go into a court of law and file a perjury claim and have that person served, and they would have to come to court, and the plaintiff would have to prove that they committed perjury. And if the plaintiff successfully proves that this individual committed perjury, then they will go to prison. But as it stands right now, a member of the public can't take a perjurer to court. Only law enforcement can do that. See, the way I wrote the bill, it puts the power back into the consumer, the citizen. It puts the power in our hands. Okay. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get this bill passed, but we can do our part and come together and use our power base to go after these people. Now, I have organized a class action lawsuit. Because I am the organizer, I am not a part of the lawsuit because it would be a conflict of interest. So I organized a class action lawsuit. And if you'd like to join that class action lawsuit, it's called the MJ Soldiers of Love versus the Perjury 7. The purpose of this lawsuit is to send a message to the world that if you sue Michael Jackson in death over lies, then the Michael Jackson community will sue you. And the asking amount is the same amount that the Cascios and James Safechuck and Wade Robson are suing Michael Jackson's estate for. Okay, so James Safechuck and Wade Robson are suing for $400 million, and that amount may be different now. It could be $1 billion. I'm not sure. Y'all can go look that up and do your homework. And the Cascios is suing the Michael Jackson estate for $215 million. Okay, so let's go with the $400 million. So that's a combined total of $615 million. Okay, but now I've just got an epiphany. You know what we're going to do? We're going to sue them for $613 million. And I just got that epiphany talking to you guys and just explaining this. And the reason why that number is so important is because there are 613 cardinal ordinances in the Bible under the Levitican law. 6 and 1 is 7, 7 and 3 is 10. The 613 cardinal ordinances that the children of Israel had to obey is basically the 10 Commandment law. That's why 6 plus 1 is 7 and 7 and 3 is 10, and that's where you get the 10 Commandment law. So the purpose of that is to go after them, drive them crazy. Can you imagine if 50 people, let alone the thousands and hundreds of thousands of Michael Jackson supporters, but imagine if 50 people got together and filed a lawsuit against these 7 liars. It will drive them out of their mind. And that is the whole point, to drive them crazy, because these people are lying. They are perjuring themselves. The Cascios have gone into depositions and have lied. When you lie in a deposition and you lie in a court of law, that's perjury. It says under penalty or perjury. So the fact that they are lying, we need to be lobbying to get them arrested. Now, ironically, Wade Robson is from Australia. And to my understanding, he is not a U.S. citizen. So I emailed President Trump and asked him, can you send ICE to deport Wade Robson? Because he is not a U.S. citizen. He came to this country as a child. He was hired by Michael Jackson to be a performer. He grew in this business and he became a choreographer. He started working in movies as an actor. And if it hadn't been for Michael Jackson opening up the door and giving him the opportunity to become an entertainment professional, he wouldn't even be who he is. He did the same thing with James Safechuck. James Safechuck was a child actor, and Michael Jackson hired him. He gives these kids a chance, and they sit up here and stab him in the back. How low can you be? The Cascios family been defending Michael Jackson for years, and now all of a sudden he sexually assaulted you. It's really fucking sad. It is really sad. So y'all need to come on with this. We need to all get together. Get on this class action lawsuit. Send an email to justice4mjlaws@gmail.com. Send your name and information, and we will put you down as the class action lawsuit. We also are asking you to contact your legislators, your state legislators, your members of Congress, and ask them to pass the Safe Wade perjury bill. You can get a copy of the bill on my Facebook page, Mother Diva's House on Facebook, or Thriller Dance 2300 on Facebook. It is pinned to the top of the page. And just in case it became unpinned, you can go ahead and scroll down and you'll see it, because I do post things that I'm involved in. Okay. So I just want you guys to keep in mind that we have purchasing power. And we can go after people and hit them in their pockets. You see, I don't know how old some of you all are, but that's what happened with the Alabama bus boycott back in the 60s. People of color were only allowed to sit in the back of the bus, and they got tired of that. That's what happened with Rosa Parks. She was tired. She didn't feel like getting up. She had just got off work. And she said, I'm not getting out my seat. And she got arrested. And that's what started the movement. So people of color realize, wait a minute, we pay our dime to get on this bus just like everybody else. So you know what? We're not going to ride this bus no more. If we can't sit where the fuck we want to sit, you ain't going to get our money no more. So they boycotted the bus company by walking to work, walking to wherever they needed to go, by carpooling and taking cabs. And the bus company lost money. And that's when change came. The bus company decided, okay, they can sit wherever they want to because they wanted that money. Imagine what would happen if consumers in this country stopped consuming. Imagine what would happen if people stopped spending their hard-earned money on certain businesses or corporations or services that exist in our country. We as U.S. citizens can bankrupt the country. We ain't got to spend money on nothing. Y'all need to take y'all power back. There are certain stores that I don't shop at. I'm going to give you the perfect example. There's a colleague of mine named Martin G. Johnson. He has a show called Crime Chaser. There was an Asian nail salon that had an altercation with a customer. And so Martin and his followers went to that Asian nail salon and they boycotted that salon every day until them people left. They literally moved, okay? Because they couldn't take it no more. And that's what we have to do. And I'm not talking about marching in the street, because marching in the street, that doesn't do anything in terms of trying to remove the powers that be. Marching in the street has its place. Like, we're going to do a Michael Jackson innocent walk. But that walk is to let the world know that we as MJ Soldiers of Love believe in his innocence. But it takes more than just that. We're going to march to the courthouse. We're going to be at that courthouse on November 23rd while them two lying motherfuckers go to trial. We're going to be right there performing. They don't really care about us because they don't. These people are so disrespectful. They don't care about Michael's family. They don't care about his mother. They don't care about his children. They don't care. All they care about is money. That's all they care about, is what they can get out of a situation. And I'm telling you right now, somebody has put these lying motherfuckers up to this shit. I'm telling you, there is a bigger entity behind this. And believe me, when I find out what the fuck is really going on, I'm going to expose this shit, because I have had enough of them disrespecting this man. Michael Jackson was the greatest entertainer that ever walked the face of the earth and the greatest philanthropist. This man went out of his way to buy a child a liver to save its life. Do you know how many families that he paid for funerals? And all you motherfuckers out there that want to talk shit and say, well, he ain't never did nothing for Gary, Indiana. That's a lie. Michael Jackson helped several families in Gary, Indiana. It just wasn't publicized. The problem with y'all motherfuckers is y'all think that if it ain't public and you ain't heard about it, it don't exist. And that's not how life works. No one owes you an explanation about what they're doing. The singer Prince did the same thing. He bought solar panels for low-income families and didn't tell nobody. You had to be in his inner circle to know what he was doing. How can we live in this country as an American citizen with freedom of speech and freedom of purchasing power and allow people to disrespect our icon? Not on my watch. I'm coming for all 7 of you motherfuckers. And I am not playing with any of you all. And I will not stop until y'all motherfuckers end up in fucking prison. I'm going to drive y'all crazy. I'm going to be on your ass. Because y'all motherfuckers ain't got no consciousness to sit up here and lie like this on somebody who was supposed to be your friend. Somebody you consider like family. And you got the nerve to sit up here and extort some damn body? They should be arrested. They should be completely arrested. When they first approached the Michael Jackson estate and said, well, we're going to go tell the world that Michael Jackson sexually assaulted us unless you pay us some money. So the estate paid them $15 million to be quiet. This is public knowledge. You can look this stuff up. Because they were coming off of the heels of Leaving Neverland. And the estate's attorney, Howard Wiseman, I believe it was him because they have, a team of attorneys, said, look, we cannot afford for anybody else to come out and say these things. We will lose big. This will destroy us. We will be done. Pay them and make them go away. And see, that's the fucking problem with Hollywood. That's the fucking problem with any entity that has money and power. Hush money. Pay people to be quiet. Just pay them to go away. See, the problem with paying somebody to be quiet and paying them to go away, they're going to come back later and ask for more. Instead of exposing their fraud. Extortion is against the law. Now, 6 years later, they're coming back and asking for $215 million. And saying that the settlement agreement that they signed was under duress and they did not have a proper attorney to advise them. If you go look up Marie Cascios' declaration, all she talked about was how Michael Jackson manipulated them, hid them, used his power to overpower them. They said all this other stuff other than him fucking her. Why in her declaration? You can go look up her declaration. Marie Cascios' declaration is all over social media. It is a 4 to 5 page declaration. Not one sentence in that damn declaration did she say nothing about his dick. When did he fuck you? All she talked about was that he would hide them and be manipulative and scare them and tell them, oh, well, you can't do this and you can't do that because this, that, and the other. That's all she talked about. And you know what? I believe that. I believe that. Because I believe Michael Jackson was trying to protect them from the press. It is not an easy life, y'all, to be friends with Michael Jackson. You all look at him from a different perspective. You don't know what it's like to be friends with him or be connected to him. It is a lot of pressure. It is a lot of baggage. It's a lot of harassment. Look at what happened to Javon Beard. Javon Beard and Bill Whitfield was his bodyguards the last 2.5 years of his life. And when he died, Bill went on and continued being a security detail for various people, but Javon had a hard time. People were harassing him. They were calling him names, saying you work for a pedophile and all this kind of stuff. And he just lost it. And he ended up committing crimes. And he went to jail, prison for 6 years. It may be longer than that. I'm not sure. I believe he was sentenced to 18 years, but he did a short amount of time. But the bottom line is, your life changes when you are connected to a person of that caliber. I know about people who walked away from Michael because they couldn't handle it. It was too much. A lot of us in the Michael Jackson community are connected to him spiritually because he said he was married to his fans or he was married to his supporters. And we experience it in the spirit. Michael's spirit and his soul is so heavy on a lot of us. Like, it just really is a lot of pressure and a lot to deal with. You guys have no idea what I'm going through, what I go through on a daily basis as a spiritual person, as a person that is a minister, that believes in the Holy Spirit, that reads the Bible, that studies, that researches. No one does what I do. I am the only person on this earth that got Michael Jackson 5 honorary holidays. There's not one person on this earth that can say that but me. And I worked very hard. And the reason I keep getting them is because I am trying to show the world that this man will overcome everything that you throw at him in life and in death. We are not going to have this. I'm not going to have it. But I can't fight a revolution or fight an injustice by myself. We all have to come together. And a lot of y'all are just keyboard warriors. A lot of y'all just on social media saying stuff, posting stuff, but you're not boots on the ground doing the work. You're not out in the street, boots on the ground doing the work. I'm boots on the ground. I'm doing the work. You can easily sit behind your phone and behind a computer and click send money now, if that's all you can do. But we need more than that. It's not just about money. We need people. We need bodies. We need numbers. If 150,000 people showed up in the streets and showed out for Michael, do you understand what kind of powerful message that would send? All you people that were running after him in life, where his hotels were, you sleeping outside the hotel, thousands of y'all in the street, trying to just get a glimpse of him, trying to touch him, running after him, chasing him. That same energy needs to be now. Except we need to be going after these 7 liars. I cannot reiterate that enough. While you're posting a picture, while you're salivating over him, while you're making AI videos of y'all in a relationship and having kids, you could take the same amount of time and send an email to your state senator, send an email to your state rep, send an email to your governor, send an email to your member of Congress. It only takes a few minutes. Because all this other stuff that you're doing is not going to get us anywhere. I'm not saying that you need to stop doing that and just do this. You can do both. You know, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You don't have to make a choice. Just do it. I have worked very hard for many years. I started with CADFLAW, California Anti-Defamation Legacy Law Group, which was created by Mary Brookins, who is no longer with us in the flesh. We started with the defamation of deceased law. When I came into the group, I said, listen, we need to make this a federal law, not just in California. So she dropped the C and made it ADLAW, which is Anti-Defamation Legacy Law Advocates. And we were trying to get Congress to pass a defamation of deceased law. But when I got with Mary and CADFLAW and then ADLAW, it was about civil lawsuits. And I said, no, Mary, I'm sick of all these civil lawsuits. Motherfuckers need to go to jail. They need to be held accountable. They need to be punished. Why is it okay for people to file civil lawsuits because a law has been enacted? Do you know there are temporary laws? Look at what happened in the case of P. Diddy. There was a time frame that the state of New York had opened up where if you had been sexually assaulted by somebody, you could file a lawsuit. Now 1,000 motherfuckers started suing P. Diddy. Now listen, I'm making a point. I'm not talking about his innocence or his guilt, because yeah, we know he's guilty. We saw that. Okay? I'm talking about the procedure and the process of how all this went down. Why was it okay for that to go down, for people to get money? But what about prosecuting this person? You're going to enact a law that says I can sue Puff Daddy because he raped me 30 years ago. Why can't you pass a law that says he can go to jail for rape? There's no statute of limitations on it. Why does everything have to be about money? I don't want your money. I want you to suffer. I want you to feel the pain that you have inflicted upon everybody else. This class action lawsuit against these 7 motherfuckers is for emotional distress. The Michael Jackson community has been under emotional distress and mental anguish because 7 people are lying on someone we love and respect. Michael Jackson said that his fans was his family. So we ain't no damn fans. I ain't no motherfucking fan. I'm his family. We are his family. And family don't let people fuck over their family members. You're not going to do that shit on my watch. I'm not going to let you continue to do this. I am boots on the ground. I will die trying to save somebody else. I will die to fight this injustice. And y'all need to be standing with me. Because this is outrageous. This was one of the greatest people that ever lived and the most disrespected. And I'm not going to let him be disrespected like this. I'm going to do something about it. Now, Congressman Davis told me that he is going into session on Tuesday and he will introduce the bill. The issue is the House is majority Republican. I don't have a problem with that. Hey, Lucas and Marcus, I would love for you guys to come on. I don't have a problem with Republicans, Democrats, none of them, because I want the bill passed and I don't give a damn who passed it. I don't give a damn who introduced it. When I go to California for June 25th, I'm going to try to talk to these state legislators in California because this bill needs to be passed in California. What you guys don't understand and don't know is that James Safechuck and Wade Robson aligned themselves with the Time's Up and the Me Too movement so they can get a law passed in California that says that they can sue someone who sexually assaulted them up until the age 40. Okay, now TikTok is doing some crazy stuff right now. So wait a minute, they asking me to verify some things. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, if some of you guys want to come on, make some, put something in the comments. So, go to Mother Diva's house, Thriller Dance 2300 on Facebook, get a copy of the bill, and start sending that bill everywhere. Share it. We have to go after these people and get them locked up. Okay? They are still committing perjury. And we know they lied. So now I would like to move on to Paris Jackson's new movie. The name of the movie is called One Spoon of Chocolate. It was directed by RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. And it was executive produced by Quentin Tarantino. And Quentin Tarantino, I can't, he too much. Okay. And a lot of his films are very violent. This is a violent film, but it's one of the best films, if not the best film that I've seen all year. And, I don't go to the movies that often, but the reason why I'm so passionate about this film is because, here, let me, here, Marlon, if you want to come on. The reason why I'm so passionate about One Spoon of Chocolate is because it is bringing awareness to young people of color that have come up missing. And they've come up missing because people have unalived them to harvest their organs. And that's what the movie was about. It was set in a small town that were ran by racist cops, racist politicians. Everybody was racist, okay? And they were snatching up these young African-American boys and killing them and taking their liver, their lungs, their heart, their kidneys, because they're getting $100,000 to $200,000 for these organs. And this has been going on for many years. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying that every missing person organs have been harvested, but there are a lot of cases. Okay? And the thing of it is, these people are missing. Their bodies have not been discovered as of yet. And one of the reasons why their bodies haven't been discovered is because if bodies start popping up and they have a common factor where their body organs or parts are missing, then people will put two and two together and figure it out. Now, every Mother's Day, I spend my Mother's Day with women that have missing children. I'm trying to find out what the plan is for tomorrow because I have to go back to my fundraiser. But I know women who have missing children, and I'm an advocate for these women. Can you imagine what Mother's Day is like for a mother whose child has been missing for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years? I mean, my heart go out to women who have lost their children, where their children have passed away from an illness or been killed or whatever the case may be. But you have some kind of closure in those cases because you know that your child is deceased. But imagine a mother that don't know where their child is. Child been missing. Don't know what's going on. Do you know what kind of state of mind? You will lose your mind. And I'm telling you, a lot of these cases, they are harvesting these people's organs. You know what else I found out? I'm an organ donor because I thought if I died and I donated my body to science and donated my organs to continue research, that I'm doing good. But you know what I found out? Someone told me the problem with you being an organ donor, Mother Diva, and some people call me Valencia, and that's fine. That's my birth name. The problem with me being an organ donor is if I get really sick and go into the hospital, these hospitals may not want to save me because if they let me die, they can take my organs because I'm an organ donor. Now, I'm just going to keep it real. As you can see, I'm a plus size woman. And I have been diagnosed with several health conditions because weight will mess with your heart, your lungs, your stomach, everything. Okay. So I don't really think you want to get my organs, honey. My organs may be full of cholesterol or something. I know I got a fatty liver, but I'm just making a point. This is what's been happening. So Paris plays a character in this movie named Darla. And Darla is best friends with a girl. Her boyfriend's cousin had just got out of prison and their other cousin had ended up missing and had been killed. And then Darla's best friend, boyfriend ended up getting killed too. So you really need to go see it. It's called One Spoon of Chocolate. They hit all the film festivals last year. And I didn't even know the movie was coming out in the theater. I thought it was going to Netflix or Prime. But let me tell you how I found out the movie was coming out in the theater. When I went to see Michael, they showed a preview of it and said it was coming out May 1st. And I was like, wow. I was so proud of her. But I do feel like if One Spoon of Chocolate, the trailer or the preview, if it was going to be shown before her father's movie, they should have shown more cuts of her in the trailer, and could have even done a special trailer that says, featuring Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson. That would have been great to see before looking at the biopic. And it would have drawn more attention to the movie, so the movie would be a little bit more successful. Opening weekend, it only made $500,000, according to reports. Okay. So I'm advocating for this film. It's important for you guys to get out there and see this movie, One Spoon of Chocolate. I don't know how long it's going to be in the theater, but I go on $6 Tuesday. So I'm a member of Marcus Theaters. And every Tuesday, the movie is $6 and you get free popcorn. So if you guys are on a budget, I would recommend you go on half price Tuesday. Now, AMC Theater is half price Tuesday and Wednesday, but you have to sign up and become a member. But I don't live near AMC Theater. All the theaters around me are Marcus because I live in the south suburbs. Okay. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to share this information with you guys. Dion Cole, who played Don King in the biopic, is actually here tonight in the south suburbs at the Wind Creek Casino. I believe his showtime was 8:00. I was going to go, but I was so tired after fundraising. I did not just want to be bothered with it because I wasn't on the guest list, and me just walking in there, I just didn't want the drama. I just turned 55 in February, and I'm at the point in my life where I try to avoid dramatic situations because I'm already filled with enough drama trying to get this law passed, trying to do the class action lawsuit, trying to help Paris with her business. I mean, my plate is full. I have my own life, my own TV show that I'm trying to air. I'm in the process of moving to Lansing, Michigan. I have all these events I'm involved in, all these things I'm trying to do. So it's a lot. Not to mention my weight loss journey. I lost 20 pounds. And I told my followers, and you guys are my followers, I said, hold me accountable. I shouldn't look like this. I should be a lot smaller by June 25th. I should be a lot smaller by Michael's birthday. I'm working really hard to try to better my life. And I expect you all to do the same thing. I know my house necklace is kind of covering Michael's face. So these are the MJ Innocent shirts. I also have MJ Innocent mask. You basically could take the logo MJ Innocent. I want to give a shout out to mjinnocent.com UK because this is where that movement came from. It started in the United Kingdom when Leaving Neverland came out. But you can take the logo and go make your own shirts. You can make masks, So let me just basically tell you guys before I get off the live. Let me see. Let me just start with the up and coming events. Okay. Thursday, May 14th is a Janet Jackson house music tribute with DJ Rose Red at the Daily Plaza, downtown Chicago, 50 West Washington, from noon until 1. That same day, Thursday, May 14th, from 3:30 to 5:30, in front of 2300 Jackson Street, is a Janet Jackson birthday celebration giveaway. We're giving away clothes, shoes, household items. We're also feeding everyone. We're going to be giving away autographed pictures of Janet in a trivia game. And one parent is going to receive a Visa gift card of $60 towards graduation fees for their child. Now, you must bring proof that your child is graduating in order to win the Visa gift card. In order to win the Visa gift card, you have to answer the question. This is not a raffle where we put your name or a raffle ticket in a bucket and pull it out. No, I don't run my giveaways like that because I want you to be educated. I'm going to ask you questions and you have to answer the question. Now, we are also celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Control album. That was Janet's first album with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis as producers. It was her third album, but it was her first album with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis as producers. And this is what I try to tell people. You are only as good as your producers. Now, Janet had 2 albums before Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And those albums did not have the same success or sales as the albums that she did with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And here's the interesting thing. Janet Jackson is still with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis 40 years later. She ain't going nowhere. And if she decides to put out some more music, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is going to produce that music. Okay, at this point, they're all family. You know, she's like their baby sister, you know? So anyway, I want to just take the time and just say thank you guys. Here, I'm going to, if anybody wants to come on and talk, I just sent out some invitations before we go. Let me see. Okay. All right. So I've invited everyone that's on, if they want to come on and talk. Does anybody have any questions about Paris's movie or the Safeway perjury bill or this mess that's about to air in Australia? Because see, once it start airing overseas, then it's going to creep over here. See? Hi, Savi. Hi, DJ Rome. Jeanne, Muhammad, Nana, Arnie, Henri, user 215, Peppa Pig, Letty. Hi, D. Okay. So just to recap, on June 25th in Los Angeles, we are having a Michael Jackson Innocent March at 4:45 p.m. from Hollywood and Highland to Michael Jackson's Star. There's another event going on, and I have partnered with, it's called Michael Mann March. They're having a celebration at the Star from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, a lot of us are going to be at Forest Lawn, okay? And I usually get to Forest Lawn around noon or 1 o'clock. I don't try to go too early because I don't want to be out in the heat that long. So as soon as the moment of silence is over with at 2:26, I am going straight to Sizzler. That's another thing. We are boycotting the Hard Rock Cafe. Okay, and what I mean by that is there have been too many issues with the Hard Rock Cafe on Hollywood Boulevard. People were accused of not paying. They were slow. They were mixing up people's bills. So to avoid all of that, let's just go to Sizzler like we've been doing for many years. You cannot go into Sizzler without paying. So you pay it for your food and they bring you your food and we don't have that problem. Now, there will be a representative from Hard Rock trying to get y'all to come down there. Do not do it. I am calling on the Sizzler manager to see if that person can also come to the graveyard to talk about what Sizzler has to offer. I think that if restaurants are going to start coming out to Forest Lawn promoting for these Michael Jackson consumers to come to their restaurant, then I think all of them should do that. Okay. And if everybody is still hungry, after we leave the Star, we're going to go to Mel's Diner. Okay. So that's kind of like the lineup: Forest Lawn, Sizzler, Star, Mel's Diner. Okay. So that's tentative because, some people may want to go over to the Roosevelt or something. People have their own agenda on what they want to do. So go to Mother Diva's house on Facebook or Thriller Dance 2300 on Facebook and grab a copy of the Safeway perjury bill. I named the bill after the two liars, James Safe, Chuck, and Wade Robson. And if I could even get Tom Mesereau or someone on that is an expert in this field, because according to the Child Safety Act, which is the law that was passed on January 1st, 2020 in the state of California, which states that a person had up until their age 40 to sue someone who sexually assaulted them, or if the person is deceased, sue their estate. James Safechuck was 41 when this law went into effect. So he should not have been able to file this lawsuit. What happened was he was grandfathered in. Now, Wade Robson was under 40. So he was well within the age limit to file a lawsuit. But there is a more sinister, subliminal conspiracy going on here. And what I mean by that is, you are a low down, dirty, satanic motherfucker to align yourself with real sexual assault abuse survivors to get a bill passed just so you can sue Michael Jackson's estate. That is some evil shit, y'all. So I figured if these motherfuckers went and got a bill passed in California, then let me write a bill and get it passed to put their asses in jail. I am not going to stop till all 7 of them are locked up. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn lawsuit or any of that kind of shit with these people. No, it ain't about no lawsuit or civil lawsuit. No, you need to go to jail. Okay? They need to be locked the fuck up. And I promise you I'm going to drive their ass crazy. I promise you. They ain't gonna get no sleep. I have sent every angel in the universe in the name of Yahweh, Elohim, and Yahshua to eat away at their fucking consciousness. The Holy Spirit do not play. And the Holy Spirit do not play about its angelic beings. Michael Jackson was an angelic, precious soul that came to this earth to simply love and be loved. Did you guys see that picture? And I saw the hairstylist that worked on the biopic. There is a picture of Jafar's hair where it's got the little curls and stuff in the front. They were trying to get it to look like Michael's hair back in the 80s. And the little curls in the front spelt out the word love. And the hairstylist said, she kept working at it and trying to fix it and get it look a certain way, and it just wouldn't do it. And I said, that's because it's a higher power operation. That man was sending love through his nephew. Now, I'm not getting into whether the biopic was this, that, and the other, because that's not what's important right now. I will say this. I cannot allow, and you shouldn't either, this biopic to distract us from the fact There are 7 people lying on Michael Jackson, and they need to go to jail. And we need to drive them crazy and sue them and go after them and get them locked up and make their life a living fucking lake of fire. I want them 7 motherfuckers to burn in their souls. I want them to feel the burn. I want them to feel that burn that Michael got burned. I want them to feel that pain in their souls, because this is what they're doing to other people. It is very important. Now, I know there's a lady on TikTok. Her handle is I Can, I Will. She sits there and she reads a lot of documents, a lot of court documents. She's an advocate for the truth. And I'm interested in partnering with her and going on her show and talking about this. However, going over the court documents, sharing the information is very important. But we also need to take action to get these people locked up. And since they want to sue Michael Jackson's estate, then we sue them. Whatever they do, that's what we do. Whatever amount it is, that's what we do. Okay? We're going to follow them. You want to sue Michael Jackson's estate? We're going to sue you. You're getting yourself aligned with people. Hey, Lorenz, I just sent you an invitation if you want to come on, sweetheart. When are you coming back to Chicago? Because I definitely want to hook up with you and your brothers. I interviewed your brother back in 2003 when it was at Subterranean, when he was involved with, it was for the ASCAP, American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. So just to give you a recap, Lorenz, on what I'm talking about, I am talking about how 60 Minutes Australia is having the liars come on the show. Now, I'm going to have to get my let me go get, because my phone is starting to go dead. So I got to go get the cord. So that's what we've been talking about. I'm trying to set some things up, Lorenz, to interview you and the cast. I want to get the Chicago cast on the show. So I want you, the young lady who played Suzanne DePass, Dion Cole, who's actually here tonight. He's at the Wind Creek Casino with Terry Hunter. You know, they're doing house music comedy shows, which is something I started back in 2007. I'm trying to find my, oh, here it is. I'm trying to find my cord because my phone is starting to go dead. But I'm going to be getting off of here soon. But I'm definitely trying to connect with you. But if you're in town, I don't know where you're at, Lorenz, but if you go on my TikTok, you'll see the invitation. Okay, hold on just a minute, y'all. I got to plug the phone in because it's going dead. So there's an invitation to Daily Plaza. That's noon. We're celebrating Janet Jackson's 60th birthday. Okay. I just plugged it in time. It's at 1%. I hope it don't go out. Let me get my chair. So does anybody have any questions? And Lorenz, what I'm going to do is on Sunday night, which is Monday morning for us, because it's already Sunday afternoon in Australia right now. So do we have any questions, any comments, anything you guys would like to say before I sign off? Please follow me on Instagram. I need about 30 more followers in order to go live on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook is Mother Diva's House. Instagram is Mother Diva's House. Twitter, aka X, is Mother Diva Show. I'm also on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm on all these platforms. My ministry is Yahshua's Chosen. You can follow that. If we do Bible study, I read scriptures. I get into all of that over there. I just try to keep my pages separately. So just to give a recap before I go, Thursday, May 14th at the Daily Plaza from noon to 1 in Chicago. It's Janet Jackson's 60th birthday. We're going to be playing house music remixes with DJ Rose Red. That's a free event. It's at the Court Building. It's for the lunch hour. That same day, May 14th, we are going to be at 2300 Jackson Street, the house Janet was born at 60 years ago. Her birthday is actually Saturday, May 16th, but we're doing everything on the 14th because I just needed to do it and get it out the way because there are other things going on that weekend. It's a giveaway. It's a free giveaway. Let me tell you who it's being sponsored by. It's being sponsored by Simply Party Rental. They are out of Maryville, Indiana. They have all your party needs. They got tables, chairs, throne chairs, backdrops. They have everything, and they're very reasonable. Also, Bill Busters. If you need to file bankruptcy in Illinois, Bill Busters, they do bankruptcy. They're a bankruptcy law firm. Also, the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. They're also one of the sponsors. So we're going to give away clothes, shoes, household items. We have autographed pictures of Janet. We're also giving away a $60 Visa gift card to go towards graduation fees. You must bring proof that your child is graduating. If they're graduating from grammar school, high school, preschool, kindergarten, it don't matter. But in order to win that, you have to answer the trivia question correctly. Okay? Now, moving forward, June 25th, we are going to be in Los Angeles. We're going to be at Forest Lawn on June 25th for Michael's Memorial. When we leave there, we're going to go to Sizzler. We leave Sizzler and we go down to the Michael Jackson Innocent March. It starts at 4:45 p.m. on Hollywood Boulevard at Highland, and we are going to march down to the Star. So everybody that plans on going to Sizzler, we can only be there for maybe an hour because we got to get in the car and get to Hollywood. And Hollywood is not that far from Sizzler, but you got to think about the traffic, okay? Get a copy of the Safeway perjury bill at Mother Diva's House on Facebook, Thriller Dance 2300 on Facebook. Please download a copy of that bill and send it to your legislators in Congress and your state. Ask them to pass the Safeway perjury bill. It is a no statute of limitations on perjury. This is an election year. If they want your vote, they need to pass these damn bills. Okay? If you're interested in joining the class action lawsuit against the Perjury 7, that is the 5 members of the Cascios family, plus James Wade, Lord have mercy, James Safechuck and Wade Robson, you can send an email to justice4mjlaws@gmail.com. Justice4mjlaws@gmail.com with your name and information if you want to join the class action lawsuit. We are suing James Safechuck, Wade Robson, and the 5 Cascios members family for $613 million. That is the combined total of what they're suing the estate for. And it's not about us winning the money. What it is we're sending a message to let motherfuckers know that if you're going to sue Michael Jackson in death over lies, the MJ Soldiers of Love will sue you. Now, to show you how serious I am not a part of the lawsuit. I am the organizer because it would be a conflict of interest for me to also be a part of the lawsuit. I'm not trying to get money. I may get in some donations or be paid for my time to put everything together, but the lawsuit is for y'all. I'm just the organizer. And the bottom line is, it's not even about winning the money. It's about driving them motherfuckers crazy and to let them know you're not going to fuck with Michael Jackson. You're not going to fuck with him. Keep Michael Jackson's name out your fucking mouth. Leave that man alone and let him rest. He came here, he did a job, and he's gone on into the spirit. Okay? So before I sign off, are there any questions or comments? I'll invite this person on, JJ Boy J, if you want to come on. I sent you an invitation before I go. DJ Rome, Eleanor, IDC, Beverly, Stan, Nessa. Fuck you, pay me. That's funny. Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm going to go on and sign off. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next live.